Everybody's on steroids. Everybody. I'm not on steroids. Everybody's on steroids. I'm not on steroids. Everybody's on steroids.
Welcome, fight fans, to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast. Your Fight Talk Authority. Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, ORTIZ.
You, Mac? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo. Streaming live and worldwide. Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Fresno, California. We're live here in Mad Production Studios, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz. Of course, with the co-host with the most, the UFC veteran himself, the Apache Kid, Mr. Cole Escovedo. What's happening, Cole?
What's up, Wednesday? How we doing?
We're doing good, man.
Yeah.
We're doing good. Kind of loud today, but we're doing good, man.
Yeah?
You know, our next guest, man, is long-awaited. Long-awaited, my man. Long-awaited. An excellent choice. Excellent choice. Anybody that knows striking, anybody that knows defending themselves, anybody that knows offensive attack knows Rudy Cruz Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, they better recognize.
They gonna learn today.
They will learn today. I even learned. I want to tell a quick story. I even learned. Because even the press, when I'm standing back, and I'm just trying to get an eye on what's going on, I got a little shove, little bump. And lo and behold, I said, not right now, Richard. Not right now. I said, okay, I wasn't trying to make it right now, but okay. You know, you never want to piss off the whole corner or the whole team, man. Enough said, ladies and gentlemen. Been in many corners of MMA, been in many corners of boxing. The man was born and raised to not only defend himself, but to put pressure on you, apply pressure on you, until you either go to sleep, tap out, or go Mimi. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. Rudy Cruz. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Oh, man, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on, taking your time, man.
Thank you,
Exactly. And before we get started right now, I want to give a what's up to our sponsors. I want to say what's up to Red Wave Tattoo. Rico, man, you're hooking everybody up, man. Levar's telling me that you're going to take care of them. A couple other fighters are going in there, and as always, you always take care of them. And I noticed the new gear that you got for them, man, and I'm looking forward to tasting some of that gear and rocking some of that gear. Also, Miles Harris, attorney in law. Listen, if you get in trouble or you just on the run or you know what, you just want to have fun or you got caught with a gun, either way, Mr. Miles Harris will make it all go away with the judge, the attorneys. On the other side, will say, you know what, never mind, it's all good. It's a wrap. You know what, case dismissed. Trust me, believe me, I know, and so do a lot of other people. And also, Heartbeat Boxing in Fresno, California. Yeah, I want to thank them right now because they offered us, Cole, 6 months of gym training for the Fighter's Voice so we can be in shape. I mean, that's a great sponsorship right there, man.
Hey, nothing beats free membership.
No, and I'm going to take them up on that offer next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm going to come in on Thursday on my own time. I'll be coming in after the show.
Yeah.
So
give us a little breakdown of facilities.
Yeah, a little something. You know, Gilbert's always making it worthwhile, man. You know.
Not bad.
Got to do it.
Free gym's good. I mean,
free gym's
always good.
Free gym is real good. And you know, before we even get started, I want to give a big shout out, big props to my man Christian Printup. He came through. Yeah, he came through.
Oh, shit, that
right
better be
here.
my chocolate.
This is the candy right here. And I said I would open it on the show right here. So I'm going to let our guests open it up right now, man. This is sent straight from Canada, my man.
Bro, this is legit.
Christian Printup, I got to call you out on something, my brother.
Right there. Boom.
For years.
I called him out last time, too, and he sent me some candy. That's my dude right there.
Perfect. Christian Printup, my man, if you're listening. I asked for some coffee about a year ago.
Ooh, man.
Get it here on the West Coast.
Well, I mean, it took.
Oh, what's it called?
Took us a minute.
That Tommy something, or what's it called?
No, it's not the Tommies, man. You know what? I'm drawing a blank right now at the minute.
Man.
Tim Hortons.
There you go. Yes, I've had that, bro.
Hortons coffee.
Hey, I want some of that stuff too. Hey, bro, give it up. That is bomb.
Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, we have the Starbucks. That Tim Hortons is legit.
I went over there for a fight in Buffalo, man, and I decided to have a cup of coffee down
Yeah.
there, and it was like, holy smokes.
Yes,
this is
exactly.
something
And you
sweet,
know what?
tasty.
There's nothing that compares to it.
No, man, I love it. I love it. So, Christian, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Send it to me, man. I'll give you the address. DM me.
Yeah, and you
DM
can,
me.
you know, send some other stuff and use those coffee grams for some more candy.
Ooh,
Check that out.
Right?
There. Check
Look
that
at
out.
this.
Right?
Let me
Came through.
Dude, those are
Let me go
legit
ahead.
That up
names
right
too.
there. Boom.
Gems.
Dude,
Boom.
now check out the names. Look at the names.
So let me see. We got
Shit called Crunchy.
Mr. Big. Talk going to the R. Kelly, huh? The Mr. Big.
Hey man, you're gonna run into some trademark
Oh,
right there.
you really will, bro. You gotta watch it. You gotta
Hey,
watch it
Canada,
with the
Canada,
Mr.
don't,
Big.
Canada don't care, bro. They're
And the
Canada.
Wonder Bar, huh?
Right? Like the
Yeah.
names are
Wonder
so
Bar.
like 19 fucking 40. No, they're like 19
Yeah.
fucking 40,
They're
dude.
almost
I
right
love
there,
it.
It
man.
truly is,
Guys,
man.
grab one, man.
You
Grab
bet
one.
you,
Truly
yeah,
is.
you bet your ass I'm grabbing
I'm gonna
one.
go ahead and see what this is about.
And that's long awaited. But he came through. My man came through.
Yeah, no, we've been asking for Canadian chocolate for so long. Like we've been asking for Canadian chocolate. What do you want, amigo? Dude,
Hey,
they've
man,
got
just
something.
grab-
Goodness.
They got something in here called the Wonder Bar.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that out. It's got a Vikings helmet on it. I'm fucking trying that out.
There you go. It's all right there. We can throw that package thing away, man.
So-
actually, I gotta send Christian something back.
Now that we've got you here, there's one of the questions I've been wanting to ask.
Yeah.
This is you'll appreciate this one.
Let's hear it.
What is the because and this is just because of your backstage forte and your
Okay.
knowledge of being you've been with backstage way more than fucking anybody I know. What's the weirdest thing you've seen happen backstage? Because I've seen something kind of weird before. Like I've seen a dude throwing up in his locker room.
I've seen that. Probably one of the weirdest things that I've seen.
Oh my god,
That good, huh?
And
bro!
I really don't want to name the athlete.
No, don't name the
I
athlete.
won't
Yeah,
name
don't
the
name
athlete.
like
You know,
like
it's-
yeah. I'm not gonna name the
I
guy.
won't name the athlete, but you know we're in the back, and this person wasn't even a part of the corner.
fight?
It wasn't
Oh,
even
okay.
part of, the person wasn't even fighting this night or whatnot. But this person was famous enough and had the
To be
credentials to
backstage?
get in the back.
Yeah.
So this person comes back, walks back there, says hi to everybody, and then proceeds to go to the restroom. And you know, in a lot of these locker rooms, you know, I mean, these dressing rooms, they're not the biggest, and the
Yeah.
bathrooms usually connected to where you're warming up, you know. And this person went in there and completely destroyed the bathroom. And this smell, man, was like, it didn't go away. It was pungent. I didn't know what this human being ate, but it smelled like they had eaten something that had been fermenting for 6 months and then fermented in their body, and then their body pushed it out. It was completely disgusting.
I don't even want to imagine a stench as such.
It was completely disgusting. And, you know,
Why'd
Did
you
they
have to
even-
ask him that question?
Did
Cole?
they even acknowledge it?
no, they smooth gangster walked on out.
like the G that they
It,
are?
it was like a mic drop, but a poop drop. You know, they dropped
Wow.
the poop and they just
So,
ran on out, man.
what are the chances that they did it on purpose?
Oh, come on, bro.
You know,
¿No tienes vergüenza or qué?
no tiene
Do
vergüenza.
poquito habla español.
Hey, man,
I only know the
I
kind of
only
stuff
know
that'll
what
get me
I
punched
know.
in the face.
You know,
That's all.
Then you know the good stuff.
Nah, it's not, dude. I know like one sentence and it will get me punched in the face.
is it the mom? Is it the
Yeah,
See, you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what?
The mom.
That's like the majority of that we
That'll
all
get you
know,
something.
man.
Yeah, that's
So,
yeah.
I think they did it on purpose, man. Honestly, I don't.
Knowing,
You know,
just
I-
knowing, I'm gonna pull
Yeah,
a pin on this
yeah.
grenade in the hallway. And I'm just gonna roll into that bitch, fire in the hole, and
No, bro,
just
they
stroll out like it's
this-
nothing.
This human being left us in the trenches taking grenades. You know, that was not a good. That was not a good.
I almost
teammate
don't
move.
want to know because
The
I'm afraid I'll
report
see
was
them
some
one day and be
Bigfoot
like,
droppings
bro.
all over, right?
Oh,
the
this
next
was-
day, the report, some Bigfoot droppings all over, right?
Oh, this
Sign of
was-
Bigfoot.
So
Yeah.
now, okay, so on the same context though, what's the coolest thing you've seen happen backstage? Because I've seen Dana White walk up and just hand homeboy a brick of money and be like, that was a badass fucking fight. That's what I'm talking about. And looked at everybody else in the locker room and goes, that's how you get night of the fucking fight. You know, a fight of the night bonuses right there, what he just did. He's like, I'll give more money to anybody who does the same thing. And there was
Wow.
like 5 fights still.
And
We're
that's
just like,
and that's what I'm talking about, man.
you know, so like that's like the weird, that's the
The
coolest thing I've ever
motivator,
seen.
the
Yeah.
motivator.
Yeah, you know
definitely.
that fight. Obviously, whoever it was set such a high bar. You know that
No,
that
bro.
Dana probably thought
Yeah,
it was not going to get past.
Yeah,
you know?
Dana had Adam. Well, that wasn't even the fight of the night bonus money. He just walked up and handed him a brick of cash and was like, "That's how you fucking get your job done, dude." But told the rest of us, "That's how you get in fight of the night bonus."
Yeah.
This is what you do. I was
If
like,
that don't
okay.
wake you up, I don't know what will. man.
I was on when the Mizugaki fight. I was on par for it until the Jones and Rampage fight, And then I got a call from Joe Silva said, sorry, bro. And I was like, because they moved it from the undercard to the pay-per-view.
All right.
They threw it on at the tail end of the pay-per-view after that main event fight. And I was like, I'll take it.
Heck yeah.
I'll also take that. But what's
TV
the coolest thing you've seen?
You know, you see a bunch of animosity and things happening with these guys through the build-up of fights. At the end of the day, we all have to go home to see our families. You know, we're all fathers. Majority of us are all fathers, you know, family members. And to see two guys who've been going at it a lot actually go back there and just be cordial. Give each other the nice respect. Look at each other and say, hey, look what you did to me. Hey, look what I did to you. Hey, that time you had me in here, man, if you would have just, you know, just going over and at the end of it, just being martial artists.
And doing it with respect, right?
Doing it with respect, you know, because at the end of the day, man, like I said, we all got to go home to our children. And, you know, to see such hype and build up and then to see something squash and just smooth on over, it's got to be probably one of the cooler things that I've seen. There's a lot of little things that fall to the side. But the utmost thing about mixed martial arts and what a lot of people take out of it is it's still a martial art. And the ultimate rule of just martial arts is about respect and honor, you know, protecting yourself. And I think that gets lost with a lot of the hype and the selling of a fight nowadays.
You know, in your opinion, when do they go too far? You know, I know there's hype, and then there's some, it's just legitimate, it's real. These two guys really don't care for each other.
I think.
But when do they cross a line, in your opinion?
I think when people start mixing culture, family, wives, children, and religion. I think those are the things that should be all off limits. There's certain things that you touch and certain things that you don't touch. And the things that I just mentioned, for me personally, I just think that those are areas that
you don't go there.
No, you shouldn't go there. And if you do, it shows your character as a human being more than it does an athlete. You know, because people are looked at, when you're an athlete, man, you can be a local, small circuit, low-level athlete. And you have these kids that come looking up to you. You know, and if you don't carry yourself in a certain way, man, this kid's going to think, hey, look, you know, such and such is doing this. Maybe I should ride with the same kind of mentality.
Dude, that's been my biggest complaint about Jones. That's like, I think that's not even my biggest. I think that's my only complaint about Jones is that he's just, he was in such a privileged spot. Like, maybe privilege is the wrong word, but he was in such a spot, given such an opportunity to be that.
Could have been the ultimate face of the
Could
UFC.
have been, well, not the face of the UFC, but
he was there.
Well,
he definitely had his opportunity.
Definitely has the opportunity, but he did blow up. But I was thinking more the sense of like a role model, like legit high level exposed, like a quarterback.
Not to
level
interrupt.
role model.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He came that way as a role model when he first started. He was the role
that's
model.
why my beef
He was
is so
about the
bad.
prayers, and he was about Jesus Christ, and you know, I'm a
Something
believer
changed,
too.
man.
And something just.
And I don't want to
took
say
over
money
him.
and power because a lot of people say he was like too young to get that much that fast, and that was what they think kind of contributed to it, and it does, but we'll see.
I think both you guys are right in those points, but I think on the same note, man, being young, having a lot of money, having fame thrown your way, and then let's not forget, man, you know. There's been multiple stories with multiple athletes who've known this guy before he was when he was just Jonathan Jones.
John Jones,
When he was Jonathan Jones, who wrestled in Ithaca, New York, you know, and that's, you heard the stories about the party boy and who he was and how he did this and how he did that.
And who his roommates were.
And who his roommates were. But you know, if we all get a chance to have a second chance, you smooth that over, you leave that behind you. But when it resurfaces again, it's just kind of like, that's who you really were. You just kept this buried. You know, it had a blanket on top of it. But ultimately, when you take it off, there's still a bed underneath that blanket. You know, and I just think ultimately that's what we got with John.
It does feel like he's kind of just said,
look, I'm going to embrace the hero.
This is who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Like it really seems like he's just, like you said, he's just kind of slid into it. Like he was trying to have this persona.
But here's the thing, man. He has a bigger following now that he's embraced it and who he is.
Yeah.
Because
now
the
he can
haters
sell
are
fights.
also following him.
Yeah, now he can sell fights any way he wants.
That's who he is.
Like he can be the hero.
But you know, man, we all say this, but John is not the biggest pay-per-view seller.
He's, not anymore, no.
No, his numbers in the last, you know, and we can branch off into another one, but you know, it's like it got to a point to where Daniel needed him and he needed Daniel. When they had their beef and it was still running in its highest and his energy was the best as what it was, neither one of them were doing very well pay-per-view wise unless they fought each other.
Well, because it got to a point to where everybody they threw in front of Jones, he just fucking destroyed. Yeah. It almost kind of got like almost boring because it's like, okay, well,
people wanted to see Rashad. They wanted to see him in Rashad. They wanted to see him in your boy, where you opened up for him. Rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, that we got to see.
And then it just became
a younger
one-sided.
Rampage would have been better.
Yeah, then it just became one-sided.
But you know, man, in sports, through the end of history, we're gonna always see the younger guy coming in there and defeating the older line. And
that's
the
what
what
I'm
ifs,
excited for.
The what ifs, you know, if he was younger, you know, what ifs, the what ifs.
Yeah.
We'll always get that, man, and you get that in every combat sport.
But we might get that with Israel. We might actually.
Well,
get
I mean that may be, but in boxing, Manny Pacquiao flipped that script.
He
did.
He did when he took
really
Keith
did.
Thurman to school
He
on
really
that. No, he did. Hey, he looked young. He agile. His stamina, everything was there like he was 25.
And that's crazy, man. That you get, you know, in the welterweight division in boxing right now, you have pretty much 3 or 4 names.
Yeah.
And Manny Pacquiao's not really being mentioned, especially after this last weekend
No,
with Thurman and Porter.
but that's okay. Let them right under the radar, and before they know it, it's another victory.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna. It seems like the boxing world wants to make Spence and Crawford, you know, but I don't think that's gonna happen as quick as people want. I think they're gonna drag it. I was looking at something today, and they want to do it in 2020. It's gonna end up dragging until
There's
the end
no
of 20.
guarantee these two are going to fight.
No,
This is it's boxing or mixed martial arts. All it takes is one.
You have El Heyman and you have Top Rank. You know, Bob
Yeah.
Arum. You know, can these guys sit together and put their egos and their big heads aside and make this fight happen for what
Better sooner
ultimately
than
is supposed
later.
to be the people? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan. I want to see that fight. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I personally thought that that Spence was gonna lose to Porter.
Well, I mean, Porter makes you fight. He pressures you and he makes you fight, and he makes you. His job is to make you feel uncomfortable in there.
and
And he had his moments.
He did. I think the turning point was the knockdown. Because I
Yeah.
think the fight was really close into the 110 or the 118 to 111.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah,
what
I
these
don't know.
boxing
I don't know
guys
what they
are
were
seeing,
watching.
and-
No.
but it was a lot closer than that. For me, I gave it 113, 115.
Yeah,
of
that's a
course,
good
to,
score. Yeah, that is a good
to
score.
Oral Spence. So,
Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, man, this boxing thing is this welterweight division's really heated up. I don't think I've seen anything like this with this high level of competition since probably Sugar Ray, Hagler, Hearns, and
Roberto Duran.
Duran, you know, you have those
Yeah.
4 men, and then Hagler, you know, but that was in
Yeah.
the middleweights, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's been that stacked for a while. It's good
Plus,
to see.
boxing's gained back a lot of fan integrity
Wh-
view too. Like
it-
it's been cutting on
it
good
is.
fights, and it's been giving fair decisions. And no, not. I mean, I haven't really seen anybody complain too lately of like a huge robbery, like somebody just got totally boned.
You know, I for a long time, there's been that statement over the years of boxing is dying, boxing's dead, boxing's dead. I really don't think it's ever gonna die. My point of view on that is, you know, when I was a kid growing up, ESPN would show kickboxing matches a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you'd see 2 guys in there
PK.
with 2 mullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With pads on and these long flashy pants. And
Yeah, the flag on him.
yeah, it would never really seem. I never really found knockouts, so it kind of just.
Oh, the
seemed-
backhand.
The back.
Those were nice.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah.
But I tend to find more at that time more knockouts in boxing than I was
Yeah.
in that. So nobody really gravitated towards that area unless you came from that background. And then you had a mixed martial arts. UFC started to bust
Yeah.
open, and it finally gave a live competition. You know, to boxing. It was holding a competitive level to it. And the thing that the UFC did that boxing stopped doing is the UFC mixed martial arts period started making superstars out of their athletes
exactly.
and promoting them and managing them the right way to where they got out to the public. And then they kept having shows over and over and over and introduced us and kept reintroducing us to these people.
Here's the whole thing. Everybody wants the next Sugar Ray Leonard, the next Oscar De La Hoya, and the next you name it, coming out of the Olympics. And in doing so, you got to protect them. You got to protect them all the way. So if boxing is dying, the fighters aren't robbing themselves. It's the managers and it's the promoters because they got to protect their investment. I'm not ready to bet the house just yet. You know what I mean? So in doing so, us the fans, we lose out. So we'll see it better later than sooner.
True.
Now, when you had Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Pepino Cuevas, Sugar Ray Leonard, and the list goes on, it wasn't too much networks. It was just actually Don King controlled it all. He had the power of money, and
was
they
king
fought
and
each other. And they fought each other. Now it's different stations, different brands. You got Adidas and Nike and Puma and so forth. I mean, in
You
Vans,
got the PBCs,
exactly.
you got the top ranks,
exactly.
you got the Duvas aren't even really around
Exactly.
too much anymore.
No,
way
the
they used to be.
Goosens and no.
Tudors and those guys.
No.
That era is kind of like, you know, ran its course.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, now you got the El Heymans, who I don't think is going to let go anytime
No,
soon.
Al Heyman is about to fully explode. I love Top Rank, they're people, but Al Heyman's about to explode. Now that I'm hearing he's going to bring Dana White in, it's a wrap. and he wants to bring in the Garcias in there. I'm sorry, did that slip out? And you know, he's getting ready to make a move.
You know,
Dana White doesn't make a fool out of himself. A lot of people don't like him,
doesn't.
but he doesn't make a fool out of himself when it comes to big business, right, Cole?
Yeah, he's got boxing background too.
does
Like
have
that's where the
boxing
Fertittas found him, was in that
boxing
boxing setting. So
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but he kind of knows what he's doing. If he's willing to invest money into it,
Yeah.
he knows what he's investing in.
You know,
So
you'll get a lot of people that will say, well, you know, you have no business here. You know, you don't belong here. You have yours. But, you know, business is business.
Yeah.
And if it's going to generate a revenue, it's going to generate a revenue. And going back to, like, what you were saying, you know, he's been there for a while.
So yeah, he has a background. Like he can't, like with De La Hoya coming over to MMA, everybody was like, "What are you doing? You do boxing events. Like stay there." And it did kind of flop. It cost him a buttload of money. But with Dana going over, he could be like, "Yeah, but also back in 1975 to 1982 or whatever the days were, I don't know what his age is. He's gonna be able to say, I was in the boxing scene already. So I'm not there. I saw potential for something somewhere else." And I ran with it. I mean, could you imagine if Don King was in MMA and it wasn't Dana? Like a guy like Don King, like just have him in MMA instead of boxing?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It would have exploded. He would have been promoting the shit out of it because he tried that business model.
Well, I don't know if he
boxing.
would have been giving out bonuses. He probably would have been giving bonuses.
No, yeah.
He would have been giving bonuses to himself saying, who promoted a great event?
Right?
You know what I mean?
But yeah, no, he's got that ability to where he can come over. But I think it's going to be, like, I think he's going to be more investing in something. I don't know if he's going to start, because remember he did that show for a while.
He did.
So they were like putting on like a boxer contenders type show or something like that, where they kind of brought in guys or something like that.
They did.
So maybe a feeder into that.
You know, man, we'll see how it works out. You know, the guy's got many of avenues.
He does. The guy's got, well, I mean, dude, they just sold the company for like, what, 4.2 billion. I mean, I'm sure their percentages, his cut probably wasn't shy. He's probably got a lot of investment money.
He did pretty good from what I've been reading. And
yeah,
you know,
he always has
over
been
the
doing
years.
good.
I don't think the guy's going to crumble anytime soon.
It's like, unless you're like a McGregor or a Khabib or a Anderson or a Jones or, you know, DC or like Stipe at this point, unless you're like those guys, it's like an 80-20.
It really is.
Like it might be a little more to like 70-30 now, or maybe a 75-25 over the last like maybe half decade. But other than that, dude, they're making like 80%, and guy fighters are, unless you're, like I said, unless you're that top, like I guess 1% of the fight core, you're the pay-per-view guys, which of course, I mean, you should be getting that money. That's kind of why you're there, and you're selling pay-per-views and stuff.
All the risk.
But the rest of it's like 80-20, and you're taking just as much risk. And then, you know what I mean? For the compensation to go off, which I don't know, over the years I've seen purses, but I've seen some weird, like I'm not going to name the organization, but like outside of the UFC, I've seen some weird numbers on a couple of the last cards. It was like $200,000, and the guy that lost made like 12. And I'm like,
big difference, man.
Man, so even if you won that fight, bro, you would have only got like 24K. You know, and then there was some that were just, it went down, and then it just stopped. And then it dropped into like hundreds and like 1,000 or 1,200. And I was like, dude, I didn't even know those numbers existed anymore. Like, so to see it, I'm like, dang. But the top guys, you know, like there was a guy that just made 200K on a Bellator fight.
Yeah.
Like 200K.
It's good money.
That's super good money. But
good money.
He's also like a dual belt champion. He's first round, which I'm kind of confused on their tournament style. He's defended the belt in the opening round of the tournament, which was kind of confusing. Like, was there not? I'm a little confused by their tournament structure. I can have somebody break it down for me.
With Archuleta winning.
Yeah, and I had Archuleta winning, but at the same time, I was like, well, so if Archuleta won, would he still be in the tournament? Would he only fight the winner of the tournament? Because Pitbull's having another fight. I think it's in like May or June, but he gets to pick when it was, I think.
He picked this
which is really weird. They gave him the pick your opponent or pick your time frame type thing. And both are weird. Why so far out? And because that's just why. Why not just freaking get it rolling? Like if you're not hurt, just get it rolling.
I don't know.
But then pick your opponent seemed like, I don't know.
You know, I think it would have been better for them to just actually do a poll and let the public pick.
That I could get behind.
You know
do
what I
like
mean?
an Instagram poll and just have Croker get on and be like, look, guys, here's what we're doing.
You kind of had an idea similar to that. Remember that you were offering
oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Remember the movie, what the fuck was that name?
Blade Runner or something?
No, it was with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Kumite. Bloodsport. Yeah, it was like Bloodsport. I'm like, dude, just put everybody's name on a thing. Just put all their numbers on a name and just put them in a hat.
Yep.
And just fucking pick it.
Just get a lottery going.
It was like DBZ. Yeah, you're fighting number 14 and number 7, and it's like little tiny Krillin and some huge giant fucking monster, and he's just like, okay, good luck. And it's like, you know, you just
Let's
pick
see if I
numbers.
get past
I
this
mean,
one.
you're going to have your weight classes, but if it's for a tournament, dude, spread that shit out over like 6 months. Have a different thing every single month, and that is a stop for the tournament. Yeah, you have some undercard, but the main 3 fights, they're all part of that tournament. All in that night, and those guys advance, and you have 3 more.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a nice recipe, man.
It is, dude. It's fun. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm also
I like the
proprietor of
tournament.
this- I like the single night format
taste
too.
of a taste of the tournament. Where they went back to it more than one fight than a night.
Yeah.
Couple fights a night.
I like to do. They just went bare knuckle boxings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing that, you know, with Levar just competed in that.
There's like
and-
what
and
3 organizations in that sport.
There
now?
is 3, but I don't know. I don't know which one is which because they all call themselves.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
you got
I know.
Valor.
Stitch was endorsing one. I'm
You
not
got
sure
Valor,
exactly
you got
what it was or what it is.
Valor,
BK,
BKB.
There's
Yeah.
Valor, BK. Well, they're all BK, but there's Valor and there's bare knuckle fighting championships. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there's like those other. Then another ones they're like really close in name.
That may be fine, but who's tuning into what? I mean,
Exactly.
I've heard of the other ones, and I was so forth.
But that
I-
tells you right there, like, I can't even remember the name of the third
exactly.
one.
And they're doing a great job at Ken Shamrock being the face of the product. He's doing a great
Well, yeah.
job endorsing
They
and
came out the gate
reliving
with a brand
himself.
name, too.
It's a great, exactly. It's a great marketable name that people from, you know, my and your era down to maybe guys that are 28, 30, you know, would know. And that's a market you want to hit. Those are the guys who actually have the money,
top
who
end of
are,
your core market,
who are
yeah.
able to
Yeah,
pay for that.
they have
you
the
know?
money for the pay-per-views.
Exactly. You know, you got the 20s and 21-year-olds who go, who the fuck is Ken Shamrock? And, you know, the dad's not going to spit out any money. He hasn't watched this shit in 10 years, 15 years. He's not giving you nothing. You know, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much,
No, the
you know,
dad's in the back drinking, saying, "What? Ken's fighting?
Yeah,
Move out of the way.
Yeah, I would move a crowd to see
Get
that.
the hell out of the way. What?
I would want to see. I'd be
Right,
like,
yeah.
Shamrock's fighting. What happened? Now, see, that's another
Daniel
thing.
LaRusso's gonna fight.
Like,
right?
I would love to see like a Grandmaster title challenge fight where you have a tournament. Check this out. I don't know what happened on my mic, but check this out. It's a tournament-based structure. The winner, you get to fight Ken. There's no like title guy at the end. It's you fight the boss. It's like a pagoda that you climb.
So he's gonna be like a, like, dude, what was the guy's name on Mortal Kombat? Your final guy.
Yeah,
Bro, what
dude.
was his name?
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, yeah.
Like he'd have like it would be legit. Like it would just Ken's name would already be at the top for the title fight.
Like
It
legit,
would
put
be
him on a
boss.
chair and just have
Yeah,
him,
bro.
you know,
At
raised up
every fucking fight,
But it's just-
every fucking event, you just got Ken up there in a
Just
chair
watching,
watching,
yeah.
Yeah.
just watching. Like that's right. Kill each other for the right to fight me. Like, dude, that shit would be entertaining. Afromowitz, are you listening? Richard, are you listening, bro? Do it. It's entertainment. Like, how cool would that be?
There's no
And then he's
Put,
got the
put Tank Abbott in that thing too.
dude. Why
He'll
not?
still throw down.
I don't know,
Why
man.
not?
Tank
Yeah, I don't know.
Tank's
He's
having
lost some
problems.
weight.
He got ill. He got ill.
Yeah,
he got ill.
he lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, but he's the
having-
type of dude. He'll start pulling plugs off his ass.
Of
and say,
course he will.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
of course
he's
he will.
He's just an old guy that
Yeah.
likes to fight.
But
you know?
yeah, he's always going to be down to fight. But that would be cool. And he's got the wrestling background too.
He does.
So he's got the entertainment. I mean, he could totally walk in the cage and be like, I loved watching you guys. Like, congratulations for moving on or whatever. But you won't be something like you could sell the
He'll cut a
shit
promo.
out of
He
that.
can cut a promo real easy,
Dude,
too.
that would be awesome. Okay, I want to see that now. I actually want to see that.
Goodman.
That can
Like
happen.
that needs to happen. Like
Rich,
you
you need
know
to get this
Ken would
together,
be
man.
down. Ken would hella be down.
Yeah.
He would.
Why
I
not?
mean, he's a fighter.
Yeah, why
Before-
not? Because
before all this shit-
you could get that done in 6 months, and he could just spend those 6 months. If he's not already in, I mean, he looks like he's in regularly good shape
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So just getting ready for a
I've never
fight.
seen Ken look out of
Oh,
shape.
bro, he's shredded, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
He's in
That
good
would be
shape.
legit.
Ken is shooting.
Someone's
know-
gonna shoot this to Ken, and Ken's gonna be like,
He's not going to involve himself in nothing that he's not ready for. In the back of his head, he's
hell
like,
no.
which
Dude,
bastard
come
wants
on,
some right
there's
now?
There's every one of us who are fighters or ex-fighters that look at what we see in front of us and go, okay, I think I can deal with
Yeah.
that. I can deal with that and then some. I mean, it's always
it's just nature.
If you're a fighter, you have that in you, man, and it rarely
Well,
goes away.
I mean, that's why when Levar came back to the sport, he came back with so much confidence. I mean, he did not lose confidence at all.
No.
Period. I'd like to see him getting a full training camp. And you got to remember, he took at an 11-day notice. 11-day notice. So you know what, LeVar? You know what, LeVar? A lot of people talked about your victory. A lot of people talked about your power. A lot of people congratulated you, but nobody brought up. You took it on short notice, my man. You put the damn cheeseburger down when you got the phone call and said, "Let's do this."
no, he put the Budweiser down.
or
put the
no,
Budweiser
no,
down.
actually, he was doing pretty good. He was saying he was eating like some whole chicken and stuff. He was doing really good.
I have an idea of why that is. I think I know who's got him on that diet regimen.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But the fact of it is, hey, and it's actually not the first time he took a fight on short notice. But
No,
yeah,
no. You know, I've been working with LeVar
Yeah.
for 8 years now, 9
Yeah.
years, and you know, there's many of people that I've held pads for and worked with over the years, and I don't think there's a human being that I've ever held pads for that hits as hard as that man does. He hits super, super hard. And you can ask Sayam Tafu, you know, you can ask Brendan Schaub, you know, who's giving him a lot of props, man. You can ask Joey Beltran, you know.
Yeah.
All these guys that he's fought, man, that have tasted these knuckles that he has, man.
The farm circuit.
And you know, he hits. That was a thing because I knew this fight was gonna happen when he came home, so we started training for it. And then about 2 weeks in, he says, "Man, I'm off the card." So you know, we had to. I pulled back and I booked some other plans. My wife's birthday was on that same weekend, so I told him, "Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and do this." He said, "That's fine. I'm off the card." 10, 12 days before the fight, he gets the call, and I says, "Hey, listen, I can't train you. I can train you, but I can't go. I'm already pre-booked. So let's sit here and let's get in what we can get in. You're not going to get in shape. I just want to knock a bit of the dust off so you can go in there and look as good as you can.
Get that power bar
you
up
kept
as
it real
fast as we can,
you know, but I told him the biggest gift that you have is the power that you have. There's not going to be a man who's going to be able to take your punch, especially like that. I don't think that. I don't think
fight status.
Oh,
That
bar fight status.
1-2 came out clean. And,
It did.
And I love the way he started with the jab. Straight jab, man. It's just, no.
That jab is like police, boom.
Yeah,
You know, that's what that. And
exactly.
he has a command respect jab, and that's what you have to have.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's one thing that I've tried to work with on and establish is get your distance going because you're a big man and you hit so hard. So your jab is harder than the majority of people's right hands.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, let's go put this in his face and he's gonna think about it. When you get touched with that and you step back and you blink, you say, "Holy shit, this guy hits
most
really
people
hard."
throw flick jabs or just distance jabs. When somebody drives their jab down your nose,
Yeah, when you push with that back foot and you step with the lead, when you get all that weight pushed behind it, you know, it's like pushing a spear out there like a 2x4, you know. And a lot of people got touched with that, man. And I'm glad the guy got a chance to get out and get his feet wet again.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and get paid a little bit. And now we gotta get back to the drawing board soon, which we've talked about. I think they want him to go back in January and compete again. I'm not too sure. I don't want to.
Somebody else wants
It
to
was
November,
January.
I think,
I heard
too.
January, February. January, February.
is he
but it's
passing
not
on
going to
that?
be where a lot lot of people thought it was going to be. That's just what I heard.
I have no recollection of the
Yeah,
location.
and I won't comment anymore on that.
I heard. I remember there was talk of Combate in like November, but then that might, since this has taken a running start, because now he's in the tournament, so now that's got to be main focus. So
I asked him, you know, what is your status with that? And he says, I'm good. I can go with both. I says, well, do you want to get your?
Well, yeah, they let JC Lamas go do a boxing.
They did.
Because you're not on contract for that. It's like there's other combat sports. You can't fight for another BK.
Yeah, he
event.
posted something today.
Yeah.
Very elusive.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes, man. This
Unorthodox with power. Didn't mean to interrupt you. That's how I would describe Lamas.
The Lytle fight. Is that what you're talking about?
Lamas.
Yeah, no,
JC.
but the fight he posted.
Yes.
Yeah, the Lytle fight. Yeah, that's a good fight.
It was a good fight. You know, this bare knuckle boxing is starting to take off, man. You know, people are catching on to it real quick. I had my father-in-law, man, who doesn't watch fighting, sitting down, you know, like, you know, biting his nails and moving from side to side, man, with this going on. It's so raw. Yeah. It's so raw, you know.
Here's where you're gonna get everybody mimicking the copycats. They're gonna be these kids are gonna put it on YouTube, post it up. They're just gonna go to the backyard and let
Fight
it go.
Club's gonna
It's gonna
come
happen.
back.
It's gonna happen. Well, I heard Fight Club was happening.
Fight Club's already gonna make a comeback.
I heard Fight Club was
well,
happening.
now guarantee you, here's what you see next with this sport. The next organization that comes out is going to have a name. Ken's literally set the bar.
Well, exactly.
As far as like what you need to just steamroll into the sport and be try to be the dominant one out the gate. And they're going to say, "Oh, you've only had one event. Great. Well, the second one's going to be through the fucking roof." 'Cause
Exactly.
They now know what went wrong,
Patch
what
up
could
all
go
the little
wrong.
holes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
And like we talked about, there was people at home watching the fight, ex-fighters or fighters that can still fight, saying, "I'm going to be on that next one," and they are.
well, look at how many fighters. A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are
coming
just
out,
picking up out of the
coming out
woodworks.
and saying, "Yeah, let's do this."
Because why not? I mean, it's probably good money. To be honest, it's probably decent money because these promotions are throwing heavy.
Well, it was a
paychecks
good
out.
platform too. It was a very good platform. You know, I like the old school pants. I really do. Just the old school pants, the bare knuckle. I like the whole. If they had the sash there, that kind of set it off. a little
Right,
bit,
I
but,
did
you know.
like the pants. I know
Yeah.
not everybody liked them, but I kind of like them. It was cool. Like it's
Well, they're
it's
branding
way
themselves
different.
too. They're branding
because you
themselves.
can
It
put
is.
their name way down their
Yeah.
leg. Like it's perfect for sponsors. Like,
And you know,
it's
that was a question I was about to get into. You know, if these guys are allowed to bring in sponsors and actually have their names and their logos,
that
are they allowing
that would be interesting. That would be a question for like maybe Goodman-ish, or at least Goodman can direct you in the right direction.
Yeah, because you know, with a lot of these promotions, man, especially the main one, you know, you're not allowed.
Well, I mean, you know, Levar's next fight will be on TV no matter who the fuck he fights for.
Yeah.
B, you need enough time to prep ahead of time. Like, can you have sponsors? What sponsors aren't we allowed to use? That all takes communication and correspondence, and that takes time. Before you know it, you're 6 weeks out from the fight, and you got to go, okay, well, who are the sponsors going to be? Well, we should have had that ahead of time. Exactly. So you got to get on it ahead of time. But yeah, Goodman would probably be a guy to ask, and I would say that they'll probably do it the same way, or at least I would do it, is let's get back to you when we've talked to our corporate sponsors of who's going to actually be sponsoring the series itself, and then we'll see if we can work out something with you guys. Like they do with Reebok and Monster, like their top guys, they're like, hey, Cerrone, we want you to wear Monster and Reebok because they're a UFC sponsor now, but they're going to be a fight sponsor.
You know, I think they're going to welcome everybody in the very beginning. They probably don't want it to look like a NASCAR, but they're probably going to be selective because they don't want to really say no to anybody and turn anybody away now that it's new. Maybe they will adopt that rule later on, but as of right now, if I was a new company, I'd welcome everything so the fighter can get paid and want to compete in my organization. But you know, that's just me. It'd be smart to do so
if they want to survive. And this just isn't just Valor. It's not just Valor either. It's because you got to figure right now, okay, so when you look at the business model, you've got the UFC. There's not really, I mean, Bellator is like real close, but there's the UFC, the numbers have probably gone down or whatever, but they've improved overall. You've got to fight almost every other week. Either a fight night, you've got I've seen the pattern. It's 3 fight nights, a UFC, 3 fight nights, a UFC. There's kind of a pattern to it, so they're getting all the rostered guys fights. But what I'm looking at is there's no real competition for them. So when you go down to another sport, now you've got a sport that you've interjected yourself to, and the business model is spread out over three organizations, which I'm assuming that's going to grow to 4 or 5 real fucking fast. Soon. And in 2020, it could grow even harder. So now you got everybody making T-shirts.
Yeah, you do.
So there's not really any money to be made by opening another T-shirt screening store because it's going to flop. There's tons of kids karate gyms, so opening another one would probably be rough. You compete, the margins are small. So you've got Valor's in a really weird spot where they need to really just start stomping on the fucking necks of the other organizations, like buying up as many fighters as they can, stealing fighters if they need to, buy out their contracts if they need to, you know, just because of the fact that you're going to have the viewership for your now new genre is going to be spread out over. I always use this explanation to try to relay it to people. Is I use politics of like the Democratic Party we saw with Hillary and Bernie. They were both running for a Democratic Party. So if you're a Democratic voter and you want to vote Democrat for whoever the Democratic Party is, you now have to choose between 2 people. So you've literally split your own market, and unintentionally you've done it, which a lot of people were like, why are you running, or why are you running because you're doing that? Neither of them listen. But anyway, that's irrelevant. But the fact remains, that's how it's doing it. So now you're taking your market and your fan base is now spread out, because I've seen it happen with Bellator, UFC, and boxing. They all try to run events on the same weekend and compete with each other. So in this market now that's got only a couple organizations, that 2020 for sure it's going to blow up. Definitely. Your viewer base is very specific right now. It's not every MMA fan wants to watch it because they just don't understand it.
You know how Levar was itching for a fight? He goes to the UFC or he goes to Bellator, but going somewhere like bare knuckle is so perfect for him. He has the check this out. He has the opportunity of becoming the face of that sport right now.
Yeah, he really does.
Because the excitement, because of the power and what he brings.
And these are the names that people are going to follow.
In the heavyweight division.
Yeah. Those are names that people are going to follow, or who's there first.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm looking for his fanfare just to completely blow up.
People just want to see knockouts.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's in a perfect position to deliver them. Yeah. I like that ring.
He's the postman.
Yeah, the way it goes up.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. There's no,
Chuck Norris
let me lean on these ropes.
The only place to go is into the crowd, man.
You got to fight.
The only place that's going to the crowd.
Was it the JC was explaining there's a rule, like you're only allowed to be in the white sector
like 4 seconds
for like a couple seconds, and like basketball, and then you got to get the fuck out, or you're going to get a point or something. Yeah. But I do like it. Like, it's old school Chuck Norris. Remember that Chuck Norris combat karate thing he had for a while? That's that ring. Like, it forces the action into the center, because you can't be on the ring edge. I mean, personally, they should just make it electrified. Just to be honest, that's just me. Like a little, not a lot, but that one where you hold that game and it buzzes you if you click it too fast or something. Like a little shock. So like if you touch it, like you can put your leg on it, but the whole time you're going to be going. you know, if you were to back up and try to get away from them and try not to circle out, you're gonna pay for it one way or the other.
Like a dog collar, man.
I love it.
Yeah,
Bark collar. Yeah.
dude. Everybody gets an ankle monitor. If you go outside the ring,
Well, some people got to wear them for reals.
Yeah,
so,
no.
I mean, some people have 2 of them on there.
I got
right?
a couple of those kids.
Might have 2. You never know.
But yeah, but I really do like it because it's Yama did it the same way. Remember Yama? They had like
I do.
2, maybe 3 events.
I do.
Pop worked on a couple of them.
Was it Bama or Yama?
Bama. It was Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think Yama? They had a weird name. But you
It
know what I'm
was
talking
Bama.
about, right?
Yeah, it was Bama.
Rudy. Gilbert Castellano said, looking sharp, Rudy. Long time, bro. Looking good, my man.
Oh man,
so
I
he
know.
wants to say what's up.
Tell him I said what's up right
The
back.
guy's
Yeah,
a barber. It's not fair. How he could line himself up while he's
Yeah.
driving on the highway.
Yeah.
Exactly, got
Not the
skill set
safest,
like
but it
that.
can happen. You know,
Nah, but dude, have you
Bob,
given
there's
haircuts
a Bob
at
saying,
fights?
"Where's Carol?" All my lady boxing fans love her. Carol's on assignment right now, and you'll see Carol next Tuesday when we have Raquel Miller on the show, and also a young combatant who's getting ready to let it all hang out this Friday.
Have you done haircuts at fights?
I have. You know, every time I travel with Daniel, I take my equipment from the first trip that we took when I first started working with him in San Jose when he fought Frank Mir to the last one. I've cut his hair and prepped him, and over the years, you start getting other fighters that want cuts. and other
It's got to be
teammates.
relaxing.
They want to look sharp.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
It's got to be relaxing too, and
So-
it just boosts your confidence because look good,
Look good, feel good. Yeah. You know, look good. I've been doing that for a long time, man, and it's like you said, it's relaxing. You get that 20 minutes where you don't think about
Yeah.
the fight, you know. But you get to a certain point, but and, you know, like Daniel, his phone doesn't stop ringing, so he's doing interviews, he's typing, he's texting, he just never stops. Fight week is, you know, my wife thinks
It's stupid busy.
when I leave, you know, I'm just on vacation. I told her, you know, we wake up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. You know, if we're in the East Coast, that's 2 a.m. our time. We still got to get up because we got to do 7 a.m. to 8
Interviews,
to 8:45 to
open media
9, and it
workouts.
just doesn't stop. You know, and I'm not in bed till, you know, when we fought in New York last year against Derek Lewis, on average I was eating at 2 a.m. You know, in New York time.
Because you got to remember, they're gonna on where they're at. They're like, dude, we got to get you up and in the van because we've got these morning radio shows that we've got 6 of them that we need to hit. You need to hit before like 9 a.m. And it's just like you got to go, or they'll stick you. Well, I was lower level, so they stick you in a room in front of a phone and said you're gonna get like several interviews. When that phone rings, answer it. Whoever's interviewing you is already gonna be cued in. They're gonna know. They're gonna say, hey, it's Mike from Joe in the Morning or whatever. How you doing, Cole? And they're gonna be, you know, and then just go. So they'll tell you that, and they'll say, okay, and just do that, and go. If you sit there for a couple minutes and the phone doesn't ring, go ahead, get up and come out. But it'll ring like several times.
It
Like,
will.
There's different queue times, and like I think I got argued because they had to cancel interviews. One interview goes too long, and they would cancel another one. Like there was a Fresno interview I was supposed to do, but they nixed that one because like a more
People get
local
cut
Vegas,
out all the time.
Vegas one went
Yeah.
too long.
Bigger
and,
affiliate.
And then I got chewed out for it by the radio guy.
But it's like, well,
yeah, it's not even our fault.
one's
It's
out
like,
of my
dude,
hands.
I didn't even know I was going to do an
I
interview
was
with
totally
you.
out of my hands, man. You know,
Sometimes that happens.
And that's just busy there, and then you've got the guys that are just waiting in the halls.
There's a lot of demand, man. They get pulled thin. They get pulled
At
thin.
DC's level?
and they never get a chance just to breathe and say, "I need my time." I mean, they need my time.
That's part of the game, man. Like you accept that as part of it when you
You
get that
do.
shiny
Exactly.
belt.
You do.
Like you want that belt.
Exactly, and when you get that bank statement too, you accept
Yeah,
that right
there's
there.
them
Pedro
zeros.
Rodriguez, I appreciate that thumbs up for Richie. Appreciate that, my man.
All them zeros.
Yes.
But so, okay, but speaking of DC and this fight week and stuff, so I got to ask you, you don't have to answer if you're just like, I don't want to answer that one, whatever. If DC doesn't get the trilogy fight with Mikiok, is he done? Is he going to walk away? Is that going to be it?
No, you know what? We're getting it. We're getting it. We're just waiting for Stipe to heal.
Okay.
It's
Because I know he's got the eye injury, so he's out for the rest of the year.
It is happening. The UFC tried to do it December 14th, and Stipe just
Can't do it right now.
said
His
no.
eye's
Yeah,
not right, yeah.
You know, the guy deserves it. You know, all hats off to the guy. You
Like,
know,
at least let the guy be healthy.
he's a great human being. You know,
I'm super jazzed for that trilogy fight. Like,
me too.
I wasn't a big fan of the rematch, and not even that I was on.
But it lived up to the hype and
It
more.
definitely did, but I was super against it because I'm like, dude, he just starched
Yeah.
you, and you haven't fought anybody. Like, you don't deserve that fight.
What a
Like, that ain't even a
transition,
fight I
man.
want to see it. But dude, that 4-rounder, I'm like, I'll buy the first pay-per-view. Like, I'm down.
I can't wait for the third fight.
So
honestly.
I'm really looking forward to that. But I mean, like, so if that didn't materialize, was he just gonna say that's it? That's the one last fight I wanted.
I
and I'm
think
done?
that would have been it. I think the Jones that ship sailed.
It kind
I
of
think that
has.
ship sailed,
It's,
you know,
it's hard to. I mean, people would watch it, but it doesn't do one for either of them.
You know, but I think if Daniel would have went in there and starched him again, I think Dana would have really pushed for that.
if he went on start
Stipe
Stipe.
again,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because at that point now
Do it
it's
at
like,
heavyweight.
Yeah.
do it at heavyweight because
But
why,
you know
why
what,
make DC come down?
It's crazy because, you know, John is that guy who likes to, he picks and pokes and puts words in and pulls words out. You know, he's a master at that. You know, the guy
very
said,
linguistically achieved in that. He knows what he's doing.
I won't go up to fight DC because I'm not ready. My body's not ready. I'm comfortable doing where I'm at. You know, then all of a sudden, you know, he's ready to go up and fight Stipe for his belt.
Yeah.
You know, and that happens over and over and over. It's just the guy knows how to drop, you know, gems when he's supposed to. And
He knows how to
sometimes he
hint
pull
and
them back in
tease
his
at the same time.
Oh, he does.
man.
He's a tweet and delete kind
Well,
of guy.
you saw the video of their. It was like an ESPN interview they were
I
doing.
was there. I
They
was
were doing the
physically
side
there.
by side, and the mic cut or the camera they thought cut out, and the mics
Yeah.
they thought weren't hot, but they were, and it was still on them
Bro,
both.
I was there. I
Dude.
was in. Well, we all had to kind of sit down and talk to the NSAC after that because everybody was involved.
Oh, hell
including
yeah.
Myself and like
Because you all saw and heard it, yeah.
So I was recording the incident when it was starting, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna break it up. They're gonna break it up. Oh shit, they're not breaking it up. So I put it in my pocket and went around, and you know, 5 minutes before all this happened, they put me, John, Melky, which is John's manager, and Daniel and Daniel's wife in one little small room, about half the size of this, just a little corner.
Do they want to fight?
All together?
Do they want to
Dude,
lose the main
they
event?
just put us in a room and we're like, here, wait, it's gonna start right now. So we're waiting. We're waiting
What
for
the
the
hell's
podium. We're
that?
waiting for the podium to get set up, dude.
Guy like
And-
Masvidal would have been like, "Fuck this!"
Oh
I'm
my
not going in
God!
there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we all shit. You know, Daniel introduces his wife, me. You know, we all introduce ourselves, and you know, it's cordial. You know, and then we go out there. And
But
this,
it was awkward as shit.
Oh,
though,
it was, dude. It was
like
it was.
mom just hit dad at the dinner table or
It
something.
was,
Everyone's all
bro.
quiet, like,
It
"Oh
was
shit!"
super awkward. And then we go out there. That happens, and then we get all separated. The shoe incident happens. The shoe gate where he tossed a shoe, and then we get stuffed in two little rooms, and all that was separating was a wall. So I sat, you know, to the left and, you know, watched Daniel mic up.
Jones
And,
just started.
Oh, they just started going both
Because it was like the first time anybody really saw what DC had been talking about. Like you're fake. You're not really like this. I know you. I've seen you.
You're
Everybody
so
got like,
fake.
dude. Everybody got
Yeah,
a
that's what he
first-hand
said.
view.
That's what he said.
Of Jones because he just started saying things where you were like, damn, dude, that is pretty dirty to say. Like, why are you saying that? Like,
Oh,
it
dude,
was-
yeah.
And
Yeah.
DC was like, see, everyone's going to find out. Neither of them knew that the camera was rolling.
No.
DC was just like, dude, you're so fake, bro. Like, I'm going to expose you. Like, this is so
And
horrible.
you
Like,
know
he just
what's
was done with
crazy,
it.
man, is that all was supposed to stay in. That was supposed to stay within right there.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
somebody that was in the back in that booth.
Somebody did it on
You know,
purpose,
and
dude.
somebody was like, "Okay, let me get this. Let me
Yeah.
record. Let me get this. This is too gold." And it sold.
And it was- yes,
and
it did.
sold. You know, you got
It
two
did.
men legitimately threatening each other's lives. You know, what I
Yeah,
mean? To kill
dude.
each other, to physically
Yeah.
kill each other, and
Made for good TV, man.
oh, it did, and it made for you know, good pay per view. You know, good build up, the whole nine.
Hey, action is always good. And talking about action, I want you to pull up that poster, KP. This Friday, boxing in Fresno, California. Poster from last night's guest. Yes. Yes, from last night's guest, we have a young Jesus Harrell's going to be headlining, amateur fighter. I'm sure you know him from Merced, Harrell Boxing. Jenna the Gym. Yeah, you know the young gal does MMA, pancrase, boxing, you name it. She's involved in it, acting, and she gives it all. Very marketable. Well, she took her first L this last Sunday in the Fresno Fairgrounds. Now, Ernie the promoter, put his thinking cap on and said, "You know what, Rich? Let's run it back. Let's make this happen." So they're going to be the co-main event. Creason, well, I'll say it this way: Perez versus Creason 2, and it's going to happen. Even though they're young girls, if it's there, the energy's there. There's no animosity. It's just pride and wanting to compete. And for Jenna, she wants to erase and say, you know what, we're going to fix this. And Perez says, you're not going to fix anything. I was talking to Pops today.
Nice.
Today.
I like it.
No, but I like that. But he was classy, very classy. Actually, win, lose, or draw, Perez is going to be on the show Tuesday. Because win, lose, or draw is still a story. She wins, then she swept her. If she loses, we're going to talk about the trilogy somewhere later on because their paths are going to cross. Exactly.
Promotion to be made. I mean,
exactly.
That's what you call a win-win-win scenario.
Exactly. Exactly. And
both
you know
girls
what?
win.
Since that bout was announced, even though it's Fresno, the event tomorrow is sold out. Sold out. It's sold out, bro.
Sure, the
can't
promoter
get it.
wasn't
You can't,
thinking about that at all
You
when
can't
he
get
made
it.
that idea.
Hey, they did something right.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Exactly.
But that's what the
So
promoter
The only
sees.
thing he has left for me is a VIP table, which I'm going to be working. Are you going to be able to get to the event?
I do not know.
Okay.
I won't be off until at least 5 that day, and I'll know after
Okay.
how my
Well,
day is going.
well, we'll talk about it later. But if you're not busy Friday, you and your wife are welcome to that VIP table to sit down with us this
Thank you.
Friday.
I do appreciate that.
I'll just put your name down. I'll say you in one, and you're coming to the event. You get to check out Fresno's finest, because half of them are PD, sheriffs, and all over around.
Yeah.
No, that's the
all
badge
around the
event,
area.
right?
Yes,
Nice,
yes,
man.
exactly. But you don't just want to keep it that way. You know, you want to mix it up and give our locals and give our young youth
there's boxers
the
around here.
opportunity. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Ernie Hymas, I tell you, man, he's a genius. He's putting this together strategically. I don't want to say
yeah.
too much, but when he tells me about it, I'm just getting goosebumps, man, because
cool.
he's just letting all the big dogs, let them all go here, all the waves. Just stay right here and just smooth. You're not there to take over. You just want to ride the wave. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing.
Because the consistent wave means
There's no
consistent money.
knock of bringing entertainment to Fresno, California, especially the sweet science. People love it.
Oh, we got a lot of
And
good
it's a
fighters
great
here,
story.
man.
Absolutely.
Great athletes here.
Absolutely.
Lot.
I brought that up because you wanted to talk about some local fighters. And this Friday, yeah, it's taking place. You got that poster up yet, KP? There we are, right there.
There we go.
October 11th, doors open at 6 p.m. That's Jenna the Gym. She's the co-main event. And then you got Jesus Haro.
That's Marcos used to train him. Am I correct?
Yeah.
the
Actually,
Haro brothers,
actually, he does.
He
And
still
you know,
trains him, huh?
Marcos is still up there, and he's going to be absent from his corner. But no, he's still going to make it happen. He's feeling very comfortable, able to make that transition to a
Nice.
new trainer that'll be inside the ring with him.
Yep.
I'm going to send you a picture real quick, KP, and that's Mrs. Perez right here, who's going to be taking on Jenna the Gym once again as soon as it pops up.
We were talking
Okay,
about
boom.
Rampage earlier, and it reminded me, I saw something today, Rampage and Fedor.
You should get
gonna
in
fight in Japan in December.
You know-
Fedor and Rampage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish it would have happened 12 years ago.
Yeah,
But I'm
now
still gonna
when I
watch
see
it.
matchups like that, I'm like,
Wow.
I'm still gonna watch it though.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about
it
earlier about
seems like
old
one of
dog,
those
young
dudes is
dog.
going to get hurt
Well,
because they're both old dogs.
they are, but I think at this point, I think
Well, I
Quentin
don't know.
has
What's Rampage, like 45 maybe? 46?
42,
Then he's under 45?
Yeah.
Okay, well then yeah, you got an old dog.
Who do you got on that?
I think Quentin takes it.
Yeah.
You think so?
If
Yes.
Quentin, especially if Quentin's on the younger side, I would give it to Quentin. Fedor's way on this side of the mountain.
You know, the thing for Fedor is like his jaw has been his worst enemy his
Too
last
many-
4 or 5 fights.
too many battles.
Yeah,
many
and you know,
wars. Like
Quentin can
Vanderlei.
still take a shot. I mean,
Oh, look at his jaw and his
who
neck.
has slept Quentin? Who's actually slept Quentin? It's been
Vanderlei.
Only with the knee. Only
Vanderlei
with the
and,
knee.
and
The knee.
really that's about it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
That was what 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know that fight happened,
Yeah.
and he's still till then he hasn't been slept. You know, he's been beat. He's
I'm
been
sure
choked
maybe
out.
he
Did you ever
has
get that,
somewhere.
KP?
We're probably missing it somewhere, but for some reason I'm only picturing that knee.
Yeah,
Like one of the only times I've seen
because
Rampage
he
slap,
was
but-
shoving knees down his throat,
Yeah,
bro,
he
like
was.
6, 7 of them. And
But
then,
Exactly.
I saw that and I'll say that's going to be in Japan, shocker, in December, because there's not an athletic commission alive.
What arena? What arena? Saitama? Is it going to be the Saitama Super?
I want to say it's going to be dude. It's going to be a fucking Bellator event in Japan. That's what it is.
Oh,
But
wow.
so is Saitama strictly held out for Pride and only like Ryzen events and stuff like that? They won't.
I would imagine anybody who wants to throw an event like.
Just go to Japan.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like you kind of get the it's gonna be in Tokyo, dude. Is that Saitama?
There you
That's
are.
a big ass
That's a
fucking
big,
arena.
What
Bro.
does it hold over about 100?
No, Saitama. I think Saitama's like 17,000.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot. No, it's a lot of. Trust me, it doesn't sound like a big number, bro.
Scheduled for one round.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the question. Now, that's a good question too. I'd love to get Coker's answer on this. Is what are the rules going to be? Is it going to be
You know what?
regular MMA?
I want to talk.
unified
I want
or
to. I want to
Japanese
talk to you
rules?
about that. On what he did. First, I want to show that picture. Then we'll move on. Where's Jenna's opponent? There she is, right there. That's the one who beat Jenna.
Oh,
They're
okay.
going to run it back this Friday. The co-main event, man.
No, it
it may
sounds
steal the
fun.
show.
The next chapter.
Well,
man.
I would
Yeah.
imagine a large portion of those tickets now sold were whatever seats were left got gobbled up by the people
Bro,
that
I
saw
was
them
on the
fight.
phone with the promoter today, and he was multitasking. He's talking to me, and he's telling people, no,
Count his
no,
money.
no, no, no. He's saying, no, there's not enough room there. We cannot bring any more tables in. And these tables are going for a little something, something. He said, no, we'll get shut down. We cannot. We have to.
Yeah.
Standing room only, if that.
Yeah, because you can't breach fire marshal.
People are
even though it's an outdoor event.
People are actually asking him, "Hey, can I be part of the media? Do you need anything just so they can watch it?" And I'm not going over the top on that. I was there. I'm listening to him. So it's really taking place, man. And I'm looking forward to that.
No, yeah, I'm sure it'll be that. That's an easy to pack. Like,
Yeah.
area. Like not easy to pack, but it's an
where's
area
it
that you
being
can
held
pack.
at again?
Maine.
It's the old Art Peraza's gym, Dungeon
Oh,
MMA.
Dungeon, yeah.
yeah, right across from Fresno B.
Oh, okay, cool. That's where the whole event's going to take place.
Yes, the whole
Nice.
event's going
Yeah,
to take
you're
place.
gonna-
there.
that thing's gonna be standing
And
room
you know,
only.
they're going to have drinks. They're going to have beverages, and they're going to be selling gear. Fighter's Voice. We got a table set up there, and you're going to go out there and market, make it happen, man. But I want to talk about Coker. I want to talk about what he did, in your opinion, with Big L Gonzalez.
Hats off. First
Exactly.
off, hats off. You know, I've known L for about 3 years, man. He's a good kid. I call him a kid because he's younger than me, but I know he's a grown man.
Yeah.
You know, good dude, man. Marketable, and I think Bellator did the right thing by doing that. You know, you get a lot of other companies, and that happens. I don't
Dude,
think
to an undercard cat? Yeah,
Yes.
good fucking luck.
Yeah, I don't.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think Dana or anybody probably showed up when Anderson Silva broke his leg, years ago. I mean,
I don't even know they paid the bill.
dude, they went in there, they took care of everything, and they gave
Yeah.
him some money, and you know he's in a good position right now, and I'm very happy
invest-
for him and his
That
family.
is one of the
Great
best
investment.
things
Yeah.
to motivate him and to want to heal and to want to prepare
yeah,
himself.
dude, he was
Because
already
you can
motivated.
what I'm talking about. You can easily fall into
A depression.
yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
I started drinking.
You start thinking
after I
thinking
got
about how do
paralyzed.
I get back to making money again, and that goes back to a mentality that
Yeah,
you're
you don't
trying
want-
to
yeah.
get past and grow out
Exactly.
of, and
You want no part of that.
I don't know if what direction L would have went. I think he's a pretty mentally strong guy. You know, he wants to do what he wants to do, and for them to keep him focused, it's very similar to like what New England did for Josh Gordon in football.
Yeah.
You know, a guy who had
Yeah.
problems and issues and got suspended because
Yeah.
of issues.
Yeah.
They didn't throw him away.
Yeah.
They actually
Worked with him.
and got him through rehab and got him back to being a good. First off, it's football player and part of the team is one thing, but to take care of a human being is a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And they put
They
all
tried
that
with-
aside.
They tried with Manziel, too. Did the Browns
They
try with
did-
Manziel,
they did
too?
try with Browns tried with Manziel, but it just didn't work.
People were worth investing in. They're like, dude, you're worth investing in. Let us help you.
Yeah, and some people go to the left, some people go to the right, and we saw what direction Manziel went.
Yeah.
and
Al's he was already in a good place. Like, he was one of those people that, like, he was lucky enough to see the brightness in it and say, look, I'm just going to heal. I'm going to be right back at it. And I think what prompted Coker for doing this was his attitude after the injury.
Yeah.
All his answer was, it's just a matter of time before I get healed back. Like, I have no intention of stopping fight. And then Coker's like, I love that. And then B, what he was doing before the fight. Like, he brought so many people up from the Central Valley to watch him. He promoted the hell out of it.
Well, Fromowitz loves him.
Oh,
loves
dude,
the kid. Say great
he
things
invests
about him.
himself. He
Yes,
invests
did.
in the organization.
And
Yes, he did.
from what I'm right, he's not managed by anybody. This is all legwork on his own. Am I correct?
He has somebody pulling for
think
him. I don't
he's
know the
got-
exact name,
I think
but
he's got like a liaison that
Yeah.
works with Bellator directly or something.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
that's
sure if it's a
great.
manager,
That's
but
great.
he's working with somebody. But no, I mean, I would say like 90% of his shit is Al driven.
His
Like,
leg
it is
work.
his leg work, his conception, his drive to go out there and do it and post it and make it and stay positive and be pushing and push tickets, push the show. Like, I mean, he saw an opportunity. He saw an opportunity with Combate, promoted the hell out of that. Basically,
They did.
because he's not just cherry picking. It's basically if you put the guy in your card, he's going to promote your card.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to promote your show. He's going to put as much out there as possible. So Combate saw that. Combate loved him. They picked him up. He got a call for Bellator, an opportunity for that, and he just talked them up huge, sold as
did.
many tickets.
And
and that's how it works. Like, I've been saying it for years.
Besides Levar, from what I'm knowing, I think he's the only one to get a multi-fight contract. Because you get a lot of guys who will get that local love because they're coming
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
local area.
And it's just for the one.
That's
fight
just
for the
that one
show.
time.
fight.
It's
Exactly.
great marketing. It's great ticket sales, and that's what it is. But he is actually, as we speak, a Bellator fighter.
yeah, he's got that
Gear,
4-5
every-
years.
everything.
fight
The guy could be in
A
6 months.
dream come true. He could have won the fight, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
But even in his defeat, he was still walking
Honestly,
in blessings,
I think
man.
even if he won that fight, I think he would have been offered at least a multi-fight contract because they want to lock him up. But to lose like that and have that
I'm
happen,
saying
generally
from
you just get
experience,
ditched.
fighters have won fights,
And never
it,
hear from
it
him
took
again.
Javier Ayala a while.
Yeah.
Because he pulled upsets. They brought him in sometimes just to lose, and then he put
would
you to
upset
sleep.
them, yeah.
So he paid his dues on his power, and he's still there and getting big fights. Actually, he's going to make a big announcement soon.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
talking
cool.
to him the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good dude, man.
There's a lot, like we were saying, there's a lot of good fighters here in the valley,
Yeah.
man. We just got to get them.
Joe
marketed
Soto's
enough.
cousin.
Yeah, Joe's cousin. Yeah, Joe over there at in Porterville.
Yes.
Some good guys, man. Some really good guys we
Dude,
have here.
like I said, the Central Valley has always been a hotbed for just producing fighters, whether it was boxing, whether it's MMA. I mean, it's just
we got a good slew of wrestlers out here also.
yeah. Well, I don't even say you would have to get sports specific. You could just say that the Central Valley, it's just a work ethic. And because realistically, you've got an agricultural area.
Yes.
So you've got a lot of already, the older generations all had hard work ethic. They passed down that hard work ethic. They passed down that self-discipline and shit like that. So then as the younger generations come through, just by upbringing, everybody in these kind of generations now just has work ethic. You've got hard work ethics. You get these strong wrestlers. You get these strong fighters that are all usually wrestling based, like the Evangelista brothers and stuff. Everyone's like wrestling based. Alex, they're all wrestling based guys. Yeah. So you've got a lot of that strong work ethic, and that's just producing, I think, athletes, period, would be a better statement for Central Valley, just athletes in general.
Yeah. You got another guy, man, Paul Elizondo.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey, pull that up, KP. Actually, I was about to get to that. Thank you. Pull the trigger. He's competing this Sunday in Hanford, I believe.
Yes, Sunday evening.
Actually, yeah, we're going to head down there. That's the plan.
Nice.
Man, I mean, we can't just have guys on the show and not support him, man.
Man, Paul's a good kid, man.
He is a good kid. Talented kid. Little tree trunks on him, too.
Yeah, man, he's got some
he looked good his last fight. Looked good his last fight.
Yeah, man, I was impressed, man. We're growing every day. Every time that we get a session in, there's something new that we're learning and something new that we're working on. If we don't got it right,
good clean cut kid, man.
Man, he's a very teachable student. The only time he's asking a question, and it's not to question you, it's just to ask, why am I doing this for position purposes? Can I mix it with this? It's not a doubting question. Yeah. It's how do I get this better?
How do I incorporate this?
Well, actually, then he's thinking, which is good. That's what you want.
And what I try to incorporate with mixed martial arts is you guys have to, in wrestling, it's a term, chain wrestle. You shoot for a single, it doesn't go, you get the double, double doesn't work, then you go back to, you have to chain fight. So you have to mix in your right hand to your takedown. If your takedown's not there, let it go. Start dirty boxing. Keep a clinch under here. Take that back into a clinch, to a Muay Thai clinch. Now, there's different ways to incorporate what you're doing. And when I work with him with this, he's just a sponge. He just listens and absorbs and doesn't, like I said, doesn't question why I'm doing it. He just questions it to make sure he's getting it right. And he's learning every day, man. That's one of the guys that I believe he's got the tools mentally and physically and spiritually to get the job done.
And he's marketable too.
Right, yeah, it just takes the time.
Just takes the time.
There he is right there.
There he is. Hey, Paulie. We got a tough opponent coming up, but every fight is going to get tougher. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. I mean, you get guys that have like 19 fight win streaks, like Israel, 18 fight win streaks, and it's like, well, dude, that as you got up there, it started becoming a goddamn gauntlet.
Yes.
Like it's good. It's supposed to get dangerous.
It's supposed to.
I've always been of the proponent of fight you should win, challenge fight. Fight you should win, because if you show up to work, you should beat this guy. It's not a tomato can. Yeah. He fuck you up, but if you show up and do your job, you're good enough to beat this guy, and you should. You do 2 of those, then you take a hard fight. Because that's how you get your name popped out there. But taking consistently harder opponents and doing them in timely fashion, so you're not rushing into it, that's totally cool too, because you're forcing yourself to get better. And if he didn't force him to go, you're just going to walk right through him.
Yeah,
and then move on to the next tougher opponent who should be tougher.
Yeah.
But you know when you got the good ones, when you get a tougher opponent,
well, you want to stay driven.
And then all that does is motivate you. You're like, well, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We got this guy. Okay, then let's go. I'm going to train harder because we know
this guy's tough. Like,
we
how do we beat
he's tough.
him? Yeah.
Yes, and it's my job to sit here and dissect the rights and wrongs of this person, and first take away his strengths.
Yeah.
And then make him work outside of his strengths.
Comfort zone.
And then it's up to me to relay this information to my fighter. But when it's all said and done, when that door closes and you tap that cage, or you do whatever you do before you run around, it's ultimately that person in there. I can't help him out other than giving him some advice. Whether he absorbs it, accepts it, and then does that move, that's on him. He's getting punched, he's getting wrestled, not me.
He knows what to do.
He knows
it's on him to do it.
He just has to do
his job. You spent 8 weeks drilling it.
Yeah.
He should know what to do.
And he's getting ready to close that. Hey, guys, I want to say this real quick before we go, because we're going to go over just a little bit, because we got a great guest and we got some good content. Now, listen, I gave away 2 tickets yesterday. Today's question is, let the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast know, what can we do to improve the show? Okay, and once you do that, I'm going to take the best analogy, I'm going to take the best idea, I'm going to share it with Mr. ESCOVEDO, and I'm going to give away 2 tickets, because I was only given 4. I gave away 2 yesterday, and I'm going to give away 2 tonight. I'm not going to give away this hour right now that we're on, but I will get a hold of you, because I'm going to read all the comments that are coming in. Also, Also, I got a little job for you. If you want to come and help out and sell some T-shirts, I have one position available, but your ass is going to work. If you're there, you can sell the T-shirts and take a look at some of the fights. So we have somebody there already, and we're looking for one more volunteer, someone that we can trust with some money, and you may walk away with a Fighter's Voice T-shirt. We're going to be selling T-shirts, Thumbs Up for Richie T-shirts, the Kick-Ass Podcast T-shirts, the Fighter's Voice hats that are black and gray. So again, get a hold of me, let me know, and I'll put your ass to work, and you get to see the fights from afar.
That's
So
a pretty good
don't forget.
hookup. You got a merch table too at the event?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we got a
pretty
little
good-
table.
that Promoter
Yeah.
did you a solid
Yeah,
on that.
Ernie's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
Ernie's
no,
a
that's
good
pretty
dude.
cool.
Yeah. No, we take care of each other along the way. And and also, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Al Tiburon from San Jose, California, Andy. Not Reese, but Vincent's, the contender, top ranks contender, will be there, meet and greet, be there at the show, shaking hands, taking pictures, signing autographs. Enough said.
Nice.
Yes.
So before we let you bounce, I want to get some information out there.
Yeah.
Like, if people want to train with you, where can they train with you at?
Good question. I was going to ask him that.
Like boxers or MMA, if they want to work on their hands.
You know, I'm willing to go anywhere. That's the thing. I've worked it out for myself over the years to where I'm not dedicated to one specific gym, except for AKA.
well, yeah, that's
That's
you got
been-
a lot
that's-
of you got a
that-
lot of stables there. Yeah.
Got a lot of people there.
Worked your ass off to get there.
I did.
Yeah.
did. You know, follow me at Slick Boxer, SLIKBXR, at Instagram. DM me if you're looking for privates, if you're looking for just conventional, easy stuff to get in shape, or you just want to sharpen up the tools as a professional.
And you'll travel. You can travel. You'll
I can
travel.
travel. I can travel.
So remember that, guys. If you got a gym that you're like, oh, we're all the way down in Temecula, cool.
We just got to
The
make
man
sure
will
that
come.
Hit him
we're
on man.
covered, and you know, I'll get down there and show you the blessings that God's given me and help pass it to other people.
That's right.
And then I know you got them hands. So where can they come and get clipped up at? Where's your
In
where's
this
your
corner
barbershop?
barbershop, 4839 East Kings Canyon. I've been there about 16 years. I've been the owner for about 12.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
barbershop alone has been there for about 25. So I've been very blessed to inherit that opportunity. And
That's definitely an inheritance type thing. Where
It-
like
it
a
is.
previous runner led.
It is. We got to
"You're going
somehow
run this thing."
negotiate something. We got to pop his logo right here and then say these cuts are sponsored by my man
man.
right here. Make
Yeah,
that
that'd be-
happen.
that'd be great,
You
man.
got to look good. You're like, hey, you look good. You talk good. You feel good.
That's
you go
what
out
we'll
good.
do, man. We'll have you sponsor like a bad cuts of the week thing.
There you go.
These
man.
cuts are brought to you by.
That'd be
Yes,
great.
exactly.
And you know, I can sit there and just easily like with point out everything that's wrong. You see where it drops, where it comes up here. This is not what we're supposed to be doing, guys. A fade is a fade. It's called that for a reason. It's
Bad
one level
cuts
to
of the
next.
week, man.
Leave it alone, right? When it's there, it's there.
You know, I
Here's
just
where
wanna-
you screwed up.
Yeah.
You know, real quick, if we have a few minutes, I just
Yes,
wanted
absolutely.
to maybe get your guys' opinion and
Yeah.
talk about a few things. And one thing really, and that's mainly like, what's your guys' opinion on the way nutrition and health is being dealt with in the mixed martial arts world today compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
Light years ahead. I think they've actually gotten the science down to you're going to eat this on this day because we're doing this workout today. You need to have X amount of fuel. Tomorrow, I don't want you to have as much fuel, but I need you to be full and I need you to be able to digest at a certain rate. Meal prepping. How you're really getting down to the real nitty gritty of the science of the food. Like, weight cutting used to be a nightmare. Like,
I
it
mean,
was such a guessing
what did
game.
we do? We kind of like ate an apple a day,
Yeah.
drank minimal water, and spit at the weigh-ins.
Which we find out is
Spit?
like all wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we're finding out that we were doing it wrong so bad back then because it's like, no, you should be tapering off your meals in this fashion. You should
Yeah.
be tapering off your water in this fashion, switching to lean meats at this far out, doing weights in low weight, high rep to thin
Yeah.
you out and burn the
Yeah.
fat. Like, so much shit that I'm like, man, I wish I knew that. I would have had
I think
such
it's
an
all- I
easier
think it's
it would have been a
all
lot
done-
better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It would have
I
been a
think
lot
it's
better
all
for
done
us.
now. All done now strategically.
Yeah.
And how does your body react to the diet, to certain
Because
meals?
every
what have you.
customer is
Exactly.
different.
Exactly.
Every
Just-
body-
every
just like
client's
just like
different,
every
yeah.
workout is different.
Yeah.
So I just
You know, I
paying
started getting
attention to all those
introduced to
close
that
things.
about three and a half years ago when Daniel went to 205.
Okay, yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, we had Tyson Griffin. Shout out to Tyson. He was doing it for a while for us, and when we were starting to have trouble with that weight cut, we were introduced to another company called Lockhart and Leith, who do a lot of the UFC fighters and Bellator fighters now.
Oh, okay.
They travel around with them, and we actually had a chef come with us. His name was
Did a chef travel with you?
Yes.
Damn.
Dan
Wow.
Leith. Daniel Leith. Shout out to Dan Leith.
That's like serious, like
That's
like
some
you got,
McGregor stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
some like
that's like
Mayweather
some
stuff.
McGregor.
No, bro,
Yeah.
these guys actually are the ones who travel with McGregor.
Yeah.
These Lockhart and Leith guys.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes, yes.
There you are.
Dan, I believe his first name is Dan. I can't remember, but his last name is Lockhart. He's the one who does the camps with Connor.
Oh, okay.
And then he sends other chef Dan Leith, Lockhart and Leith. So Dan Leith is the one who was coming over and
Doing it for
DC. But he actually lived with DC for like 6
Well,
weeks.
yeah, I imagine you'd have to be like, I've seen guys for like LeBron and Kobe and stuff, like they live in the house.
Well, that
and
was
make
actually
all
that
your
was a
meals.
feat for him to make that weight.
Yeah, no,
and
you
it was.
have
It was
to.
nothing because he was a full blown. I mean, his body already adapted to heavyweight and had the power, had the stamina, and everything. So that was a feat, just
Oh
cutting
man,
all the way down.
we would start camp at 260.
And I imagine he ate more than 3 times a day.
4 to 5 times.
Yeah,
a
that's
day.
what I was gonna say. Is a lot of people were like, "What?" Because back then, if it was like 2003, 2004, it'd be like, "Dude, bro, congratulations, you're down to 1 meal a day, big boy."
Yep.
Like that's how you're doing it. When in
And,
reality,
you
you're fucking up.
And he actually went through that.
That's rough, yeah.
We all forget the guy got pulled
Yeah,
out of the
wrestling,
Olympics
yes.
because of his kidney shutting
Yeah,
down because
that's right.
he just he was
Took
cutting
too much
too much
dehydrate-
weight.
yeah,
You know what I
cutting too
mean?
hard.
And you
Could've
you
been
know,
lights out, man.
You see the way these guys are making this weight now in a healthy manner. And Daniel would drinks 2 gallons
they're
of water.
shredded.
Yeah,
They're
2 gallons of water a
shredded.
day. And your first time, we got a lot of guys that kind of question this process. Like, man, are you sure, man?
That's a lot
I'm
of water.
14 pounds over. We're
Yeah,
3
they
days
kinda
away.
get scared, yeah.
But he's- then you got the chef who you haven't really learned to trust yet, because it's the first time.
Yeah.
And
To
he'll tell
trust
you,
that he knows your
"Relax.
body and
We haven't cut sodiums and salts out yet. You're still drinking 2 gallons of water a day.
You're retaining
We're
a
gonna start
lot of
cutting out
water.
on A, B's, and C's, and you're not gonna. This water's just gonna start coming off.
Pouring
Your
out,
body's
dude.
adapting instead of going to shock.
And it does.
Yeah.
And exactly. It's adapting.
Yeah.
It's used to that. But that weight cut preparation is exactly that. It's a preparation.
Yeah.
If you take me or you right now, we try to go lose 14 pounds in 2 days. I'm pretty sure we can do it because we've done it.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, we're going to be
suck.
hurting and we're going to be cramping and,
Yeah,
our legs.
cramp,
And,
you're gonna look
your feet
anorexic.
are going to be doing this, you know what I mean? Cramping up on you. It's not going to be a fun thing.
No.
So to see these guys getting the actual proper nutrition, and taking away the IVs and,
IVs were a big thing for a while too.
they were,
Yeah.
but it was also masking. We didn't get into
yeah.
masking the stuff that that
was
people
in the
put into their
IVs.
body. So they're doing their best to try to clean it up, man. But it's health is the most important thing for me. Even when I competed, I would always say a prayer beforehand.
Yeah.
My prayer was that we got a job to do. We may have bumped heads during this, but both of us need to go home and be able to hold
Yeah,
our children at
exactly.
the end of this
Exactly.
because it's you're going through what we just talked about, and then going and competing. Even on a healthy note, you don't know if you're going to come out all right.
No, man.
You got guys like
No.
Adonis Stevenson, the boxer.
Every
who-
fighter went into their fight thinking they're going to come out.
And not a lot
Every
of
single fighter. Not one fighter said, "Okay, I'm not coming out."
Yeah.
No, they went in there saying, "I'm coming home. I already got plans this next week. I'm going to do this when I get home, and I'm going to."
Yeah,
And-
the
and a
boxing
lot of
world
them
just
didn't come
had
up.
what
Exactly.
two or three in a week, like
Yeah,
about 2 months
exactly.
ago. Dashev,
Yeah.
I forgot the guy's first name,
Yeah.
but he fought his ass off, and the coach made a decision.
A lot of us
And he
that weight
stopped it.
cut, their camp, their
Yeah.
weight cut. I mean, you've seen fighters get on the scale. Big fight, Jose Ramirez's opponent 2 fights ago, he collapsed.
I remember
And,
that.
and I saw him the day before me and KP did, and we're talking to him. He's at the press conference, a regular guy. But that weight cut overnight,
Well, hell, there's
Didn't work for him.
2 pay-per-views ago, like 80% of the fighters on the card violated the percentage, the increased weight
That
percentage.
was
or something.
actually on Daniel's card.
Was it?
It was
on that one?
actually on that
Yeah,
card.
there was like
yeah.
a bunch of guys that violated that policy, and they put on too much weight because they'd cut too much weight or something. That's
Costa.
still
Triple G did
yeah, it's
that
gonna
in
cost
his
them money.
last fight, first time in his career. He
Like,
could
that's
only gain 10
still-
pounds, and he 10 points something.
Something, yeah, he went over, which means
Yeah.
he cut too much or did
Yeah.
it too drastically or something. So it's like that's really weird. Like I think honestly, the solution would be just expanding the weight classes,
Bingo.
like
Yeah.
kind of like boxing does, which is unfortunate.
That
because
little
now you
window?
yeah, just a little bit though.
Well, the
not like
middleweights did
30.
it because before it used to be 160 and jump all the way to 175. So they created the super middle. It's 168.
63? Oh, 68?
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But like little increments, like you got the 125, 135, 45, and 55. Okay, well maybe you have like maybe a 50-pound, almost like a catch weight.
Yeah.
You have a 190 somewhere in there, or maybe you have like a 210 somewhere.
But 210 to the two, yeah.
There's got to be some range.
And stop calling it a catch weight. Now call it a weight.
Just call it a weight class.
Yeah,
Call it a weight
exactly.
class.
Which
yeah.
is I'm not
Because
sure.
when people still use the catch weight, there's still that little Band-Aid on there. That
There's-
little
yeah.
patch on the eye.
It
No,
sounds like
it's
somebody
a
couldn't
weight,
make weight.
homie.
Yeah.
Because at one time 168 was a catch weight. Now let's keep it safe. We love the sport. We love the money. We love the fans. Hey, let's love the fighters in their health.
that would
Give them
cause
new
so
weights.
many guys to have so many belts.
Oh, there would, yes. Because
Say Hudo would have like
It's
6
already
belts.
happening, man.
Yeah.
So-
Bend the knee to 6C now. You know what I mean?
Fuck out of here with that,
I don't
dude.
know
That
about
dude-
I don't know about that dude's intros and outros. You don't know what he's gonna do next. I like the guys. He's
I just want to
talented.
know who his dealer is because he's on some shit, dude. I don't even care if he smacks me. That dude's gone so sideways.
You know, it's his. It's a hype train.
Someone
It,
is in
it comes
his
from
ear,
from
man.
Eric, his coach.
I was like, someone's in
I
his
can't
ear,
remember
man.
his last name. Eric. It's his coach, man. They're just on a different planet, man.
It's like they have a vision for him that's not. It's not Henry. That's not Henry. And then, unless he comes out tomorrow and goes, oh no, that's totally fucking me. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck
Yeah.
it, screw this. Yeah, I want to smack her. Yeah, all this. Like, okay, cool.
And then calls out the Diaz brothers.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, dude, like-
then he'll embrace it. Then you know he's real.
It was
right?
jump.
Speaking of the Diaz's, I was going to ask you guys, man. What do you think on this Masvidal matchup?
Even if
why?
even if I wasn't like a hardcore Diaz fan forever, I would be going with Diaz for a couple factors, experience, the reach, and if you really look back at Jorge's, like, let's say last 6 fights, it was the Till, was it Till, and Darren Till,
And the
and then the Askren fight. Those are what got him the attention. Like, but he's got a laundry list of like wins and losses against a lot of different people. I mean, Toby Amada reversed upside down triangle.
Yeah, that was
a lot of people
what
forget
was
about
that,
that. It was a
Bellator?
Bellator.
Yeah, that was like
back
6
when it was
years
still
ago.
called like BFC or something, like Bellator.
I remember that when he was still on Spanish networks. And
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like people forget that, but he's come so many ways. But at the same time, they forget some of his losses come from subs. Like his ground game has gotten massively better, but with a guy like Nate. Dude, and plus, I don't think on the ground's a place Jorge thinks he's going to excel anyway.
But this is a good question for you. I don't really question, just like your opinion. We had a guy like Damian Maia backpack him for 3 rounds and couldn't submit him.
Yeah.
You know, when
That's
Damian
true.
Maia grabs your back on 95% of people,
wrap.
They get
it's
they get
over.
snatched up.
He even body triangled him, backpacked him, and rode him, and couldn't get that submit. That
But
for
Jorge
me,
kept moving too.
Jorge kept
a lot
moving,
of
yes.
guys freeze up when they get Damon on their back, and they're just like they go automatically. They go to fighting off the sub.
Yes,
So Jorge was like, "Nope, we're going for a fucking ride."
Yeah.
Like, if you
How do
wanna
you
choke
see
me,
this
choke
fight
me.
ending?
I honestly see Nate subbing him in like the 2nd round. I think they'll bang it out the 1st round, and I think Nate will catch him on the end of those fucking just slap box punches that he throws out there that look like they're coming from across the room, but just and they hit you, and he's just picking his spots. Because Jorge's got surprisingly enough, his reach is longer than Nate's.
Yes.
Which is surprising.
That's
It's
what I
like
was about to
almost a
bring up.
2-inch different reach, which is going to be real weird to see because Nate has these long fucking arms. Jorge's arms don't look that long, but his reach is longer. But I think Nate's got more, how do I say, polished approach to using that reach and that snap and that box and everything. I think Jorge's more of a inside the pocket fighter. Nate's more of a keep you out there and just because he's tall too. He's
he's
definitely
real long,
taller.
real long.
Yeah, so he can hit you from so many different angles that boom, you know what I mean? So I think Nate will probably snap him up. Jorge's, I think, advantage is going to be to get inside that pocket and just early, just right out the gate, just come right at
this
him.
last fight, watching Nate take so much time off, and he had to catch a 2nd win before he started getting his groove.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I think worries me about him, you know, because Masvidal doesn't really gas. He's
doesn't.
always kind of paced there. He never does this, and he never does the up and down. He's kind of just here.
Which means he can't necessarily change the pace of the fight either.
No.
It's always going to be on go.
You got to be able to change that level, especially in a big fight like that.
Something, lull your opponent into a sense of maybe he thinks you're tired or gives him an opportunity to move and reset, and then you attack that
so
angle.
your keys to victory for Diaz
I think the keys for victory are going to be keeping the distance, even though Masvidal's reach is better, I think Nate utilizes his reach more effectively.
The body's built differently.
The
They're
bodies are
longer
built
and
differently.
yeah.
Nate's longer. He can just hit you from different angles. I think utilizing the distance, not turning it into a brawl. Nate always does really good when he picks the pace of the striking exchange. And then I would say stay away from the cage, because I think if he does get near the cage, it's going to come down. I think either because he'll either get pushed into a corner and Masvidal will have closed that distance where he's more dangerous, or he'll double him. Maybe he'll crack him and double him and bring Nate down, which Nate's fine with.
Because he's just going to
and I think Maya's a better grappler, but I think Nate's a better fight grappler. That makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Nate's going to smack you and stuff. And when you watch Maya fights more for the submission and setting it up and locking you up and anacondaing you, and then he goes for it. Nate's just right out the fucking gate. I'm just going to start fucking hitting you because while I'm working this sweep, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think Nate's more of an aggressive ground fighter. So I think I don't think Jorge will have that same experience of, I'm going to have to move. I think Nate's going to move for him. Nate's going to go Kai. We're going to scramble and move.
You know, I was great point, because I was just about to bring up the best blueprint that we've seen to beat Nate was what Josh Thompson did.
5-7 KP.
You know, Josh stuck and moved, worked the legs, and then bam, here comes the head kick. You know, I don't think Masvidal is going to move the same way that Josh does. I think Josh has quicker feet and is different kind of athlete, a fighter approach.
Different foot training techniques, different movement techniques.
Masvidal has, but it's the same as Diaz, very much a boxing platform from the waist down. You know, Nate really did a good job checking kicks this last fight. Yeah. So I don't think Masvidal will be throwing.
Who do you give the advantage to on the ground?
Oh, Nate.
Yeah.
Nate. 100% Nate.
Nate's got like a silly high.
So who do you give the advantage to standing up?
I personally give it to Masvidal.
That's what I'm saying. It's scenario based for me.
Yes.
If Nate implements his game plan, I'd give the edge to Nate because his game plan will crack him from a distance. But if Masvidal can close that distance and turn it into a
you got to remember, Nate called him out. So he knows something a lot of people don't know. He sees something in that armor and just says no.
Everybody's on.
Yeah, he probably sees an opportunity for money, a good fight. Because Nate fought Cerrone. Nate will fight dudes that bang.
You can call some other names out there, but and he's smart. He calls somebody that's hot and someone that's very dangerous. Yeah. So to take that fight, he's a true fighter, man.
I think Nate's at the point to where he don't give a shit about a belt. You know, I just think he wants big fights.
He wants big money fights.
Big money fights.
And I don't give a shit about the
I
title.
want to see what that belt looks like.
Dude, yes.
I wonder what it's going to say. BMF?
Who's
there you
going
go
to
right there.
BMF?
There you go right there.
Who's bringing that belt into the ring? Oh, The Rock. The Rock's going to award the BMF belt. Dude, that's going to be epic.
It's in Florida.
Looking forward to that, dude.
He's a Florida guy, man. So that's why, Masvidal hit him up with the shot.
I want to know who got Masvidal to wear that outfit. Like, I want to know, or if it was his own
concoction. That was that Scarface stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pop it up again, KP.
That's Florida, dude. That's badass. Look at that. That's money. That is on the money. But, dude, Nate's on spot on that dude, too.
It is.
It's like Terminator time, bro.
It's a great playoff, man.
This is such an easily promoted fight.
You got so many fighters, man, that are out here. And
Dana's having fun right now on this one.
Oh, dude,
Dana's in an easy seat right now. He doesn't have to do shit. He doesn't do nothing.
How many legit commercials have we seen for this fight?
Dude,
not one.
None.
Not a one. You know what they do? No. They run it. They run
press conference.
The internet does its business now.
Yeah.
You go to Instagram, just like the Mayweather McGregor fight. They didn't promote that for shit because the general public.
They just went on their tour and that was it.
And the media, everybody, the buzz talking. It got to a point to where it's almost like boxing versus mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
And I got asked this question 1,000 times over. And I said McGregor's gonna go in there and he's gonna probably gas him. Mayweather's gonna beat him up.
Oh hell yeah! That was such an easy to see coming.
But when I get asked on the other side, I'm like, dude, 25 to 40 seconds. They're like, that quick? I says, yeah. But all it's gonna take is for Conor to get his hands on him. Conor's not the best grappler, but he's a grappler.
But if he fights,
he can grapple. If he grabs Floyd or if he just kicks Floyd in his legs. Floyd's
if it was an MMA fight, that fucking thing's over in
40 seconds, right?
Now here's the question though. I would say yes over in the first fucking minute. But the backstage conversations of how long do we make this fight go?
True.
Because but when you get two really good fighters and they both understand the longer we put it on, the more money we'll make down the road too.
Exactly.
We got to think of our future.
Leave that door open in case we want to run it back.
The Dos Santos Velasquez fight, I mean, nothing against the fight itself, but that was like a nightmare scenario for the UFC. It was their first fight on Fox.
Yes.
They put Fox 2 invested a shit ton of money into marketing that fucking fight.
Yeah.
It was over in like 30 seconds. maybe less.
Everybody was
everybody was,
jaw-dropped.
what the fuck just happened? This was the main event.
Tyson Spinks,
What-
man.
Yeah, so if it's like they kind of just went, shit. So you've got to have guys that kind of understand we can put on a good fight.
Yeah.
But we're also good enough that we could probably make it last a round or two.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like we need to give these fans their money
Some
worth, and if they,
entertainment.
some entertainment.
Well,
If they
somebody
both-
has to be that
they
guy,
both
and
talk,
they got to have that conversation and said,
I'm
look,
saying
this
yeah.
is what needs to happen. We're all
Yeah.
getting paid here. We're all
Yeah.
benefiting from this. But at the end of the day,
both trying to win.
Let's
But
give them that.
do we want do? You walk right up to me like, do you want this to end in the first round? Yes or no? Yeah, I do. Cool. Then that's how I'm going to
Yeah.
treat the fight. Or do
we
we
dragging
want
this
do we
out?
want to make some more money down the road and let's make it last a round or two?
You know, a lot of people don't know, man. Those conversations take place.
Those conversations have been taking place since
They've been
fucking
taking place.
1992.
Yeah.
Exactly, and next time we got to talk about that stuff. I want the inside of this. I mean,
Money's
I know I want him to just spill a little bit. We're gonna get him a little comfortable next time. Next time, I'm gonna take him for a drink and then bring him on the show and just let it all spill. And that's the way to do it. And who knows? We may do it here on the show
Keys
because
to the vault.
something says that we may. Hey, Cole, take us away, my man.
Hey man, I just want to say thanks for coming in, man. We
Thanks for
appreciate you
having
giving
me,
our
brother.
time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to come in and get a
Thank you,
clip
Rich.
up.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah, my
guys,
pleasure, my man.
Thank you.
he travels.
Yes.
Doesn't have a home base. If you're looking to add somebody to your repertoire, add somebody to your camp. You got a fight coming up. You want knowledge. You want experience. Hit up my boy Rudy. He'll come to you. Make a negotiation. Make a case for yourself.
I am
Why should
not-
Rudy help you?
I'm not just a quick cut of the cloth, man. I'm a fourth
Yeah.
generation boxer. My grandfather, father, all my brothers did it. I professional amateur boxer, stopped doing that. Picked up the mixed martial arts coach scenario. You know, I've trained local guys. Billy Evangelista, his brother. Worked with Cole a little bit. Evan, Isaac de Jesus, Levar Johnson.
Just about anybody who's anybody in the valley.
Yeah, everybody in the valley,
Yeah.
man. I pretty much put my hands on, and I've been blessed to go up to a bigger level. But it doesn't mean that I'm too big to go ahead and work with anybody. I'm willing to work with anybody if you guys are willing to work with me. So get in touch, man. I shot my my Instagram out. So if
Yes,
you guys
sir.
need to get a hold of me, man, you know where to get a hold of me at.
Hey, and if you can't get a hold of him because he's busy training somebody, get a hold of the Fighter's Voice. We'll put him in contact with you. And also, listen, you can even take him on tour, my man. So if you're a singer or dancer or just somebody good looking, he'll cut your hair for
you
every
up
press conference
fresh.
and make you look like the gentleman you need to look like. Hey, even give him a call before that big interview, if you know what I'm saying.
Let's go.
Listen, this Friday, don't forget, it's sold out. Make sure you're there. Do what you got to do. Even if you just want to go in there and buy something to eat or buy some gear, man, try to slide your way in there. Maybe something will happen, maybe it won't. Listen, I'm waiting for the best answers. What could we improve on? I'm going to take the best answers and give away a pair of tickets to those two people that just puts their head to the grind and give us what we want. Again, it's always a pleasure to be here. Fresno, California, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember,
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.